My name is Amanda, and I'm a librarian here at the South Cobb Regional Library. Thank you so much for coming to our second Craftspiration video. And as complicated as last month's craft was, this month's craft is fairly simple. It's inspired by a couple of different crafts in Claire Young's A Year in Crafts. And this is a book that you can check out from the library, so if you like the idea for this craft, you can check it out and see what other interesting things she has and see what the original craft actually involved, because the craft we'll be making is just a little bit different. So if you were able to get one of our craft kits from the library, you can go ahead and get that now, or you can watch the whole video and then check out your kit afterwards. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you what's inside your kit. So, inside the kit you will find some wire, tissue paper, an old book page, a template of bug shapes, some regular office paper, both in a color version and in a white version. And lastly, the guide with all of the instructions. In addition to these supplies, you will need to get some scissors, a pencil, or something else to trace with, and some glue. Alright, with that in mind, I'll show you what we're going to make, and we will go ahead and get started. Here you can see some examples of the crafts that we will be making today. They are wire bookmarks, and as you can see, there are a couple of different types that we will be working on today. So let's go ahead and get started. The first bookmark that we are going to make today is a simple heart-shaped bookmark, since the Valentine's Day is coming up, and I will go ahead and move those supplies out of the way. You can take your wire, and if it's rolled up, you will want to go ahead and unroll it, and you want about a foot to a foot and a half or so. And I have a little bit over a foot here, and so you want to go ahead and put the two ends of the wire together and carefully pull it so that you have created a loop here at the end. So since Valentine's Day is coming up, we're going to create a heart, and you're just going to want to shape a heart down here at the end, and that can be as large or as small as you'd like. And if you have tweezers and want to make something fancier, you can do that. Use tweezers or jewelry pliers. And so I'm just going to sort of take the end here and twist it just a little bit, and then pull it down so that when I bring these two ends together, I have a heart shape. So you can see that I sort of have a heart shape going on. This wire doesn't want to form the heart as well as I might like, but I can flatten it in a book and it will hold its shape. So take the two ends and just go ahead and twist them together. You want to twist it well enough that it's not going to untwist as you're working with the wire. Okay. So I've twisted it most of the way down, and if you want to, you can just stop twisting it there, or you can leave it loose like I have done And we'll attach that in a little bit to a tassel for the end so that it's not quite so small. It's still being a little particular, so I'm just going to weight this down over here while we create our tassel. Okay. So I'm going to make my tassel out of my old book sheet. If you have other colored paper that you'd rather use, that's fine, or you don't even have to include a tassel. You could just twist the bottom all the way to the bottom or create some sort of pattern. So you just want to cut out a sheet of paper that is at least 4 inches or so long and as far down as you want it to go. And then I am just going to cut some skinny lines going almost all the way up to the top. And a good way to keep track of this is to cut between each line of text. And while you're cutting this, you don't want to cut all the way down here. You want to make sure you leave a little bit at the end that you haven't cut. And that's where we will be attaching our tassel. So I will finish this and be right back. Okay, I cut my paper all the way, and now I'm just going to carefully roll it up, and I will attach it with a little bit of glue up here in this corner when I get done. Okay, I have rolled it up all the way. I'm just going to add a little dot of glue right there on the end, and then hold that and just let it dry. Our tassel has had some time to dry, so I got it in the heart-shaped bookmark. You can tell that the heart is still not keeping its shape as well as I'd like, but I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. I'll keep trying to flatten it out, and even if it stays a little wonky, it works in a book okay. So all I'm going to do now is carefully wrap the end of the wire that I have and wrap that around the tassel that I created, and then glue that together. Okay, so the end is right here. I am just going to add some glue and hold that together until it sticks. And if you don't like to use the wire, or if you would rather just not have that, you can also create and if you don't want to use the wire, then you don't have to. You can use some paper and wrap it around and create a hanger that way as well. I just feel like the paper is a little flimsy, so I have better luck using wire usually to get this to hang on and stay attached. So just let that finish sticking, and then once it's staying on there, you can set it aside for it to dry the rest of the way. So while that goes ahead and dries, we will get started on the other bookmark that we are going to work on today. Okay, the first step to making these other bookmarks is to create the shape that you want for your butterfly, dragonfly, moth, whatever you want to be at the end of your bookmark. And if you got the kits, there will be a template of various butterfly shapes from the book included. Otherwise, you can design your own shape. Even if you got the templates, if you don't like them, you can just create your own shape and design that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my templates. I'm going to do this butterfly wing shape and this body piece here. And now I'm going to trace those onto the paper that I'm planning to use. For the wings, I am going to use my book page and then glue some tissue paper on top of that. So go ahead and I trace my template. Onto here. Okay, I have now traced around that shape. So now I am going to glue a little bit of tissue paper on top and let that dry. And when I'm gluing it down, I'm going to just go ahead and put glue all over everywhere so that it'll stick down and essentially become a single sheet of paper. So smooth that out and set that aside for it to dry. While that dries, I'm going to go ahead and trace and cut out my body pieces. And for those, I'm going to just use this solid colored gold paper, and I'm going to want to create 2 of them. Okay, my butterfly wings are dry. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out, and then I'll have all of the pieces of my other bookmark ready. Alright, I have all of the pieces here that I will need in order to create my other bookmark. I am going to start by taking my wire and folding it in half. And then I'm going to begin twisting it from this middle point over here. And I am going to twist it until I have about an inch or an inch and a half or so loose on the other end. Okay. So now what I want to do is shape these to be antenna for my butterfly. So I just sort of curled them up like that. And now I'm going to arrange my pieces so that I have everything glued together. And you can do this however you'd like, just to get the effect that you want. Okay everyone, I hope that you had fun making your bookmarks, and I cannot wait to see what you have made. If you want to go ahead and share your results with us on social media, we always love to see things like this. And with that in mind, I hope you'll go ahead and you'll make this, and you'll come back next month when we will be making some paper flowers. Bye!